around the inside of the windows and pressed their leaves against the panes to soak in the available natural light. It was a mottled green beacon reaching up through the haze as an advertisement for the corporation's expertise in botanical sciences. Mel was forced to slow as she reached the bottleneck of the entrance with the other early arrivals. Passing through the wide-open doors, the security scanner studied their facial features and matched them to the official employee list. She jostled for the elevator and stepped inside. The doors closed, and the crammed box lifted her closer to her lab. Anticipation rose with it. Soon, she would have the proof that her experiment could be a vital element in maintaining the burgeoning population of Mars. With more babies being born and the continual arrival of workers from Earth, the need to keep everybody fed was paramount. To her, it seemed wasteful to expend energy to grow crops like wheat when only the head of the plant contained the kernels of nutrition. Her potatoes were different. Grown for centuries for their carbohydrate-rich tubers, the species provided a perfect base on which to make improvements. She had used a virus to insert the genes of a soya plant into its DNA to create a potato rich in protein. Another virus removed the toxins from its leaves and replaced them with essential vitamins. A third virus enhanced the foliage with genetic material from an olive tree to generate essential fat for the human diet. She had created a complete food source with next to no waste, which could be prepared in a variety of ways and absorb a range of flavors. Once her final field trial had reached maturity, she would have the evidence she needed. With further tests and approval from the science board, it would only be a few short years before her potatoes were the staple of the Martian diet, much like bread had been for early Earth farmers. The elevator jolted to a stop at the 5th floor, and Mel's thoughts returned to the present. Her shoes tapped down the corridor to the lab, and she looked forward to the solitude of getting some work done before the distraction of others arriving. But that morning, the lights did not sense her presence and flicker on to greet her. They were already on, which meant someone had arrived before her. Mel breathed in the clean air of the windowless laboratory and listened to the whir of automated DNA sequencers. Among the regimented lines of benches with their array of computer screens and white boxes of equipment, she saw the empty places where her colleagues, Raj and Ben, the most likely candidates to have beaten her here, liked to sit. Movement caught her eye near her own preferred computer screen. In the white of a lab coat and with her back turned towards her, the Earth-born woman had been almost camouflaged against the furniture. Mel felt the rumble of annoyance that someone had decided to invade what she considered to be her desk, until the woman turned and smiled with the defined red lips of precise makeup, and Mel saw it was Kaido. It took her a moment to process the surprise at seeing her old friend. The two of them had known each other since their first jobs at Ecoline. Both had been bottom-rung botanists, with Mel fresh from Mars University and Kaido straight off the spaceship from Earth. They had maintained their friendship over the years, even though Kaido had climbed the promotion ladder into management, while Mel had pursued the excitement of science. Mel noticed that, despite the lab coat which gave Kaido the veneer of a scientist, underneath she still wore the smart suit of the corporate world she inhabited. "What are you doing here?" asked Mel, pleased to see her but taken aback by her unannounced appearance. "I have a meeting on the top floor this morning," said Kaido. "I was running early and thought I would stop by." Kaido, she knew, often had meetings in the tall greenhouse and had never before used them as an excuse to stop by, which brought back that rumbling feeling. This time, it was a rumble of suspicion. Kaido, as well as her friend, was also her project supervisor. "You're not here on an official visit?" "Do I need an excuse to come and see you?" asked Kaido. "Usually, yes," said Mel. Kaido chuckled. "Well, yes, I suppose that's true. I'm sorry. I always seem to be so busy." They both did. Each time they had met over recent years, they had promised to be in touch to plan a social gathering